Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be my final Batman video before DC Fandom, and for that fact, it's going to be my last DC video before DC Fandom. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my expectations for the Batman panel at DC Fandom, as well as just going over some other expectations for the event as a whole. We're confirmed to get a first sneak peek look at Andy Muschietti's The Flash movie, as well as a first look at Black Adam, some new content for Aquaman The Lost Kingdom, and Shazam Fury of the Gods. On top of that, a new look at Superman and Lois Season 2, and the Peacemaker show that's being directed by James Gunn. On top of all of that, we still have the two Warner Brothers games that are going to have a few more pieces of content unveiled, such as the Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. With all of that in mind, I'm going to be reacting to almost all of this content, whether it's trailers, behind the scenes, reels, any kind of new content for a lot of the stuff that I just listed. I'll be reacting to on October 16th, 1 p.m. EST, when DC Fandom goes live. But without wasting more time, I want to start talking about my trailer to expectations for the Batman panel. Now, I think we are going to get a little bit more than just a trailer 2 at the Batman panel, but I'll talk about that later in this video. Some of my expectations for the trailer itself. Number one, and my biggest one, is I just want to see Alfred. I just want to see Andy Serkins, and I haven't talked about this yet. I'll talk about this later in the video. I do want to go over the Lego sets just a little bit, but overall, I do think that Alfred is going to be in this. I feel like he has to be, because he already got revealed in these Lego sets, which again, I'll show you guys later in this video, but I really want to see Alfred. I want to see kind of his tone in this movie. I want to see what vibe he's giving off. I want to kind of understand what Alfred's role is, because every Alfred has had a different role in every iteration of Batman. I think that the Michael Caine Batman, or the Michael Caine Alfred in Nolan's Batman movies, was a lot further separated from Batman. I hope this one is in it. I hope this one's in the nitty gritty. I hope this one is actually helping Bruce with his every single decision, since Bruce is still pretty young, and I think that that'll be a great dynamic, but I just really want to see some of that dynamic in this trailer. Next up is I do want to see Carmine Falcone. We saw him a little bit in a behind the scenes set photo. I don't remember seeing him in the first trailer. I've seen the first trailer a lot of times, and sometimes I still find new stuff every single time I watch the trailer, because sometimes I just don't pay attention to the small things. So I might have missed Falcone in the first trailer, but I want to see him a little bit more. I want to kind of explore the character of Gotham, as Jeffrey Wright called it in an interview.
Working under Matt Reeves' direction to create these characters and a Gotham that was specific to our film.
I want to explore the character of Gotham. I think that that could be a great main focus of this second trailer, and I think that if they focus on Gotham as a character, we'll learn a lot more about the underground side of things, which obviously they'll explore in the Penguin spinoff, as well as in this movie, of course. But I kind of want that to be a main tone of this one, because the last one focused obviously on the Riddler, even though we didn't get any sort of face reveal, which again, I don't want. I'll talk about that later in this video, but I felt like we got more of a Riddler Batman conflict narrative instead of just a Gotham narrative. And so I think that would be cool, especially the way that Jeffrey Wright has been hyping up Gotham as a character alone. I think it would be cool to see a Gotham centric trailer, if that makes sense. But I do want them to capitalize off of this mystery. I don't want them to reveal Paul Dano. Like I mentioned before, I think they should save the face reveal of Edward Nygma, which is the character of Riddler. I want them to save that reveal. I think I already know what he's going to look like. I'm assuming that he'll have long hair, kind of like what he did in Prisoners. You guys can see the photo on screen right now. I hope he kind of looks like that. We know he's going to have the glasses in his suit. We've seen it not only in the Lego sets, but also in the trailer, in the calendar photos. We've seen so much regarding the Riddler's face costumes. I feel like he's going to have those glasses. His look in Prisoners is very similar to that, so I think that he could look kind of like that, but I kind of hope they keep that as a secret. I hope we don't see that. I would love to see a lot more Penguin. Maybe you could drive the force away from the Riddler by showing not only Carmine Falcone, not only Alfred, but also a little more Penguin. We do know that Colin Farrell revealed that he's only like 4 to 6 scenes of the Batman, and that could even be cut down, because again, the first screener was almost 3 hours. They still have to cut the movie down. The Penguin might not be as important, as he is already rumored to get his own spin-off show, which I did make a video on previously. If you already checked that out, make sure to check that out. But I think that I want to see more of the Penguin. The only thing is, I feel like I don't want to see all of what the Penguin is in this movie, because we've already seen him in a car chase scene. We've seen him in a shootout. We've also seen him like stranded in the middle of the road with the lightning and the rain. We've already seen 3 shots of this man in 3 completely different locations and 3 different sets. And so I feel like that might be 3 of the 6 scenes that he's in. And so I kind of don't want to see more of him. We have seen a lot of Penguin already, let's be real. So I don't really want to see a lot of Penguin. I would love to see a little bit of him, kind of maybe have him narrate a little bit more instead of the Riddler. I would love to actually see Jeffrey Wright's character, Commissioner Gordon. I would love to see him narrate more parts of the trailer. It was super menacing in the beginning when he was narrating it. He was saying the Riddler's poem that was so sick. But overall, I think the one thing that I do want to see at the very end of this trailer is Pattinson versus Paul Dano. I want to see Batman versus Riddler. I want to see Pattinson almost go for that kill, because I know that he's going to almost go for the kill a few times in this movie. He has to. He's such a young Batman. He can't control his temper. Pattinson himself has said the rage comes out of Batman. And so I want to see him at the edge, and I want to see some Batman versus Riddler conflict here, just a little bit. Maybe Batman is like about to kill Riddler, and then some like trap goes off, and then we cut away, and then it just is like the date or something like that. I just want some sort of Batman versus Riddler conflict in this trailer, even if it's for it's like 2 seconds. I would love that. Also, conflict wise, I would love to have maybe like a little montage, like an 8-second montage of Pattinson just fighting people, not just goons, but just fighting people in general as the Batman. That would be super sick. I feel like that would really hype us up, get the train rolling in the beginning of the trailer, and then we get that epic whatever reveal. My only thing is, again, I don't want the reveal to be the Riddler's face, but I think it might be. I think that's what they're going to capitalize off of, and I won't be mad. The thing is, I will not be mad no matter what they show in this trailer, just to let you guys know. I will be happy whatever they show, whatever footage we get of this movie, I will be happy, because that's just how much I'm looking forward to it. But if I had to choose, I would choose not to show the Riddler. I would capitalize off of the mystery, and I would not show Paul Dano's face. But if they go that way, if they choose to make that the big reveal, because we all know there has to be one big climactic moment. In the last trailer, it was Pattinson beating on goons for one long scene, and I loved it. But they have to top that. They have to make it even better this time than the first trailer, and that's going to be hard to do, because the first trailer is considered one of the greatest teaser trailers of all time. Again, that's going to be really hard to beat, but if they have some crazy climactic moment like revealing the Riddler's face, they could definitely top it, I think. But overall, those are basically just my trailer expectations. Okay, so now I want to talk about a few things that I think they might show at the panel for the Batman. Number one is a poster. I don't know how likely this is to happen, but I would love to see a minimal poster, maybe just like a red background with the Robert Pattinson Batman logo. I would love to see that. Maybe like an outline of the cowl on a red background with the Batman logo. Something like that. I would just love to see some sort of poster to hang on my wall. If there is a poster, I would expect probably this one or this one to be replaced with the Batman poster. I expect it to be right here so you can see it front and center in my videos. But next up, I think that they might show a sizzle reel. There was a leaked Catwoman sizzle reel a while ago with the direct Matt Reeves talking. There was Pattinson on like an overlay audio, as well as Zoe Kravitz and the producer of the movie. I have that uploaded to my channel, so if you want to check it out, I'll link in the description down below. But we have that part of a sizzle reel. We also know that they showed a sizzle reel at the Warner Brothers CinemaCon panel, and so we know they showed that, so they might be showing it. There were a few action sequences in that CinemaCon sizzle reel, so they might show that sizzle reel at DC Fandom before or after the trailer. We don't even know. I also don't think they'll release anything else. I think the poster's like a super minimal chance of getting released, so I'm not getting my expectations too high. Honestly, all I'm expecting is a great trailer. But yeah, so now I just wanted to quickly go over these Lego sets for the end of the video. I didn't get to make a separate video on this, but now that I'm talking about the Batman, I might as well show them to you guys. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these already, but this first one is the inside of the Batcave. Now I want to preface all of this by saying that these Lego sets, a lot of the times they just put a bunch of characters and they fight an important set from the movie, and that's it. That doesn't mean there's a fight that takes place in here between Batman and the Riddler. That doesn't mean anything. They just get a random set from the movie, get a bunch of characters, get a few props, and throw them in. It's not always legit when it comes to the sets and characters in the sets, so don't think that this automatically confirms a Batman versus Riddler fight inside of the Batcave. But yeah, just looking at this photo a little bit deeper, we can see a little bit of important things here. Number one, we get our first look at Alfred, as I was talking about before. We get Jim Gordon. We also get, I think this is Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. This is Batman right here. We have Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and then we have our first full look at the Riddler. What's interesting about this Riddler specifically is that he has hair, but in the trailer we see that his entire head is duct tape, as well as in those calendar photos. On top of that, we do see Selena Kyle's Catwoman. She's not using a rope, she's actually using a chain. Here we have the Batman. The thing is, I'm not really a fan of this cowl. There's a fan-made cowl. If I can find the photo, I'll put it on screen right now, but it's basically cut in half of the actual cowl, and so I really like that. Overall, it's cool. It just looks like every single other cowl though. Back here, there's nothing too important. On the side right here, you can see the motorcycle, and you can see the motorcycle right here as well. I think this is Catwoman's motorcycle, but other than that, there's nothing too important here. You see the Riddler on the main screen. You see something with the cowl here, something with the Batmobile here, But yeah, other than that, there's not much in this set. This next set, you can see Selena Kyle's motorcycle once again, her chain again. You can see a swappable Bruce Wayne head as well as Batman. You can also see Batman's bat motorcycle type of thing. And we also get our first look at the grappler gun and the batarang as well as the bat symbol. All right, so this next set is where we get our first Batmobile set. I don't know what all of these things are coming out of the car. I think it's just the fumes. We have some pulls here, which in the box art, it's like shooting out of the Batmobile, which I don't really know what that means. But nevertheless, this is pretty interesting because we get our first look at the Penguin in Lego sets. He looks pretty sick. I love the costume, and I also love the face design for him. And finally, this is my favorite one. This is the Batmobile Technic set. This is one that I'm planning on getting. It's basically just a super detailed Batmobile. Can't see it too well in this photo, but the entire backside of this is completely open. So there's a bunch of details that's gone into it. And overall, this set is just so cool. You guys can see all of the detail, all of the rugged edges here. You can see little flames coming out of the side. The inside is also super sick. Overall, I love this set. This is definitely my favorite set, and I hope it comes with a little Batman to put inside. If not, I'll buy one of the kids, like the cheaper sets, and I'll put a Batman in here because this looks absolutely dope. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new in here. Again, DC Fandome is October 16th, this upcoming Saturday. Expect reactions to almost all of the content that we get at DC Fandome this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.